Hey guys, it's Crypto Chris from Crypto Power Tips here. I wanted to make a quick video on Bitconnect, the users of Bitconnect, and Bitconnect X. So kind of a little bit about the past, what's going on now, and what could possibly happen in the future. So up until recently, Bitconnect was an investment lending platform. You could basically what they did was they approached investors. They got investors to invest in them. Then they traded on behalf of the investors and then paid the investors back with interest daily. On top of that, they would pay out the investors their capital back. Um, and this was a system up until now. They also had referrals, and you could gain commissions off of getting people to sign up. So a lot of people got a lot of commissions by getting hundreds or thousands of people to sign up, which made a lot of people a lot of money. It made the company a lot of money. It was a successful project, you could say. And over the course of 2 years, which you can see here in their announcement, 2016, over the course of 2-ish years, they raised about $3+ billion. It was a multi-billion-dollar company, and so it was very profitable for a lot of people initially. But of course, just like with all currencies, eventually there's a bag holder, and so when BitConnect decided inevitably that they couldn't hold their lending platform up anymore, they stopped using they stopped allowing people to use their lending services. And this came in part not because of them not being able to sustain the platform. That's not really a problem when you have billions of dollars and your company's only been around for 1 to 2 years. It more so came about because of the government awareness. Individual states in the U.S. that have no bearing legally against BitConnect were putting up cease and desist orders, which is hilarious. But at the same time, a company like BitConnect already knows that other lending platforms in the space are getting prosecuted and hunted down by individual governments. So getting on the government's watch list is not exactly appealing. No one wants to go to jail. So they just ended their lending service. It was inevitable to happen one way or another. And by doing this, they liquidated everyone's investments into the currency, the Bitconnect coin here. They liquidated everyone's investment. And then what happened was, of course, naturally, as after all this time, they've been building up this currency, and then boom, you have the currency just price drop all the way down to $10, and lower. At some points, it was lower than $10. But basically, something that was worth $400 just based off of its utility that this company was providing for it is now essentially worth 90% less. And so you got a group of people who blame BitConnect. You got a group of people who blame the people who got others into Connect, like CryptoNick and Trevon James and Ryan Hildreth, and they're putting out lawsuits against these individuals because of them getting individuals signed up. Because what CryptoNick, Trayvon James, and Ryan Hildreth did, not just these three individuals, mind you, there's many others, but these are just the largest that we can note, that are noteworthy. What they did is they got people to sign up through their referrals, which made them a lot of money, and earned them a lot of subscribers. A lot of money was generated. CryptoNick hit 1 million, Trayvon James hit 1 million. Ryan Hildreth didn't, to my knowledge. But basically, at the end of the day, you had a lot of people really upset at these guys. You had a lot of people really upset at BitConnect. Now, it's really easy to say, oh, I got scammed, or oh, I fell into something, and basically play the victim card. It's really easy to do that, but you shouldn't feel bad for people who do that. And honestly, you should question of whether or not they've actually learned from this situation or not. Because if I say, oh, I got into something and I didn't do my due diligence and I got burned, that doesn't make me really seem like a victim. And that's really what happened. Unfortunately, the people who put money into this platform and listen to a 17-year-old kid, or a security guard from North Carolina, or a failed marketing advertiser. Unfortunately, the people who listen to individuals like this, just random stranger nobodies out in the world, and put money into a platform, and on top of that, they did it their own diligence just by reading their terms of use. You can find that what the rules of the game are in this situation. Unfortunately, they didn't do their due diligence, they didn't do their research, and they didn't look into what it is they were getting into. And most likely they did see the FUD and ignored it. So unfortunately, these people lost money because of this. And you know, when it comes to stuff like this, you have to understand that in the market, people are losing their life savings every day. Like right now, people are losing a lot of money everywhere, and not just in the crypto market, but in stocks and just basically anywhere else that exists as an investment platform. And whenever you take your hard-earned money and you put it into something, you're basically gambling with it, and you can't go back and look at yourself and say, they cheated me. Because if I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but in this particular case, it doesn't really look like anyone got cheated. They make clear, they cover themselves very clearly in here if you just read. And then on top of that, they did an exit scam. Your currency, excuse me, your active investment is still there. It's just not worth what it was worth. And that's something that happens in the crypto market like every hour of the day. Because people drove down the value of their own currency, now you've lost 90% of the value of your investment. This is a learning curve. It takes time for a newcomer to become an experienced trader. Usually they have to get burnt many times, or they do their own research. They build their own strategies, and they learn, before getting involved with things like this. Now, that's kind of the past and what's going on now, and it's a better way to look at this as this is a gamble, just like everything else. Even if you invest in mining, that's a gamble, because you're investing in hardware that's a direct reflection on the market. If the market goes poof, your investment goes poof. And people will try to articulate that these currencies have stronger use cases than Bitconnect, and although that may be true, it doesn't really take away from the fact that most of these were worth more than they were worth 3 days ago, and not everyone got their money back. Lots of people losing thousands of dollars every day, if not millions. Every time that someone gains something, someone else loses it. It doesn't truly matter what the utility is. There's always going to be losers, and there's always going to be winners. Now, one side that the people who are naysayers of Bitconnect will also just jump to is that, it's a scam. You knew not to get into that scam. It's a scam. It's just throw out scam. At the end of the day, like we can just really break down most of these platforms, and there's a large list of these platforms that are kind of leaning towards Ponzi, or kind of leaning towards illegitimate. And we can articulate reasons why, for instance, something like Ripple is close to a Ponzi. We could go down that route as well. And it wouldn't be that difficult. A lot of these projects in the crypto space, unfortunately not many people know, a lot of these projects in the crypto space don't really have anything to show for what it is they're trying to achieve. They're just like, give me some money, I want to do something. Whether or not they're going to be able to do it will depend on whether or not you get your investment back. That's basically what Bitconnect did. So, I have a very, black and white way of viewing these things, but it just helps to look at things black and white when you're getting into investment, because you're either going to win or you're going to lose. And getting your emotions tied into it, trying to go after individual people, it's not going to get your money back. It's just going to make you look like a fool. You may be able to save some face, but at the end of the day, you were the person who listened to a 17-year-old kid and invested your life savings into Bitconnect. So, at the end of the day, the takeaway is, do not put all your money into one thing. Diversify. Have a strategy. Understand what it is you're getting into. Make your best possible decisions. Read the terms. Understand the game before you play it. And maybe you'll get burnt less. That's the best thing we can take away from this. Now, in terms of Bitconnect, in terms of moving forward, maybe we'll see Bitconnect repurpose its coin through the Bitconnect X platform. They're coming out with an exchange with this thing, and To be honest, the more that I look at the situation, it just seems so easy for Bitconnect to just reaffirm good faith within their community just by, putting the Bitconnect coin to some purpose on their exchange. I don't expect it to be as profitable or as lucrative or whatever as it was at Bitconnect, but it will probably be something other than just being able to exchange for it. And so when that day happens, the people who held their Bitconnect coin are probably going to be the people who profit, and the people who just panic sold, and accepted the loss. Those are the people who are ultimately going to be the ones who walk away with the least amount of gains in the long run. But we'll see what happens. I don't suspect they're going to exit scam. Anything is possible, but it just seems like there's too many things speaking against them sticking around and utilizing a coin that they've been building up into a multi-billion-dollar coin. And it would be so easy for them to do it at this point. And they have to do these types of things to legitimize themselves in the eyes of the government that they're trying to avoid. So if anyone ever does decide to shine a light on BitConnect, at least they can say, hey, we're not doing anything illegal here. So all those billions of dollars that they've generated have to be washed back into the market, legally. And doing it in exchange is probably the best way. So who knows what's going to happen, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I don't think anyone should be walking around, saying that one risky investment is better than the other. All of this stuff is risky. And to be honest, what part of the risky aspect you get into is really going to depend on your own personal situation. And you can't say that in one path is just ultimately greater than the other. People can take any path in this space and hit a million, but you got to be smart. You got to understand what you're doing and do your due diligence. Don't take financial advice from anyone. And for the people who look at conservative YouTubers like Crypto Daily, David Hayes, or like anyone who's talking about BitConnect, and you're looking at them, don't take your financial advice from them either. Just remember, at the end of the day, that this entire market is a game, and everyone is your opponent. And at the end of the day, everyone has their self-interest at heart, not yours. You're the only one who's going to protect yourself. So the only one that's going to protect you. So just don't think that there's anyone that you can take financial advice from. I'm not just trying to just bash on Crypto and Trevon James and Ryan Hildreth, although I don't think they're really great people personally. But that doesn't mean that you should be taking advice from someone more established in the crypto space. There's news coming out all the time that these more conservative, more legitimate YouTubers are just as greedy, just as having a bad character as these individuals here. So that's all I want to say on the matter. Hopefully this broadens your perspective and helps you see things a little bit clearer in the crypto space. But if you have a difference of opinion, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always open to criticism, or you could just hop in the Discord and just at me. I'm Crypto Chris, and you can just share your thoughts. And maybe you have a personal stake in Bitconnect coin and you have personal opinion that you would like to share. And everyone here would respond. We're always in here talking about cryptocurrency and other related things. So yeah, just like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. I'll be coming out with more videos soon. I'll try to put more videos out. There's a lot of ICOs and other smaller lending platforms that I want to cover. Maybe just to protect people from them. But I'll be putting those out over the course of this next week. So yeah, stay tuned. All right.